In the remote deserts of North Texas, a new kind of fortress is being born.
This is where America's orbital shield begins. Catapults, one welded seam at a time.
Every inch must be perfect, and these shells will face the vacuum of space. 33 Raptor engines will power each launch. Hers the most powerful rocket ever built.
Each connection point is a lifeline, a Macarex, fuel, oxidizer, and control.
Liquid methane and oxygen, Crotus, cryogenic rivers waiting to ignite.
These tanks hold the coldest substances on Earth. Yours, minus 300 degrees.
1,600 heat tiles Miltron, and of each one stands between the ship and a fiery death. 400 feet tall when fully stacked, and Tucson taller than any rocket in history.
Tolerances measured in millimeters, or there is no room for error. 12 hydraulic clamps hold 2 stages together, bearing 33 engines of thrust.
Lifelines from Earth, Vijij. Fuel, power, and data flowing into the beast.
Triple redundant systems. If one fails, 2 backups take control.
Inside this shell, the real mission waits. Buffed, satellites that will change everything.
Unit 47 set array into one piece of a constellation 1,000 strong.
Sealed away from Earth for you. Next stop, the edge of space.
400 feet of precision engineering, Regal Cantu, ready to pierce the sky.
In 6 hours, this machine will begin building the most ambitious defense network ever conceived.
2,000 miles north, the constellation takes physical form.
Behind these walls, America's orbital shield is manufactured at a pace never seen before.
Class 100 clean room, Dastarist, fewer than 100 particles per cubic foot.
5,000 components per board, Secure, the nervous system of each satellite. 250 degrees Celsius Kreis, chemistry becomes connection. Every connection verified. A single failure could doom the mission.
Phased array antennas Corvpat, able to track 1,000 targets simultaneously.
Each satellite drinks from the sun, Handpree and Pallade, 5 kilowatts of endless power.
Ion propulsion cryodeck.
Silent, efficient, and capable of years of continuous thrust.
In space, there is no air to carry heat away, only radiation into the void. Encrypted communications bios, unable to be intercepted, impossible to decode.
One brain coordinates thousands of functions. Ennis, Durav, the satellite becomes alive.
72 hours until this unit joins its brothers, the constellation grows.
Space is a furnace and a freezer simultaneously. Only the proven survive.
Launch will try to shake it apart, and this test makes sure it survives.
Wrapped in gold, sealed from the world Pecuaries, ready for the journey to orbit.
6 satellites per convoy. 18 launches per month. The assembly line of space.
2,000 miles through the night to Mliri, carrying the future in climate-controlled darkness.
36 hours of continuous transport. The payload returns home.
Payload convoy cleared. Proceed to integration.
past the final gate, where satellites meet their launch vehicle.
Inside this cathedral, machines built on opposite coasts finally meet.
Each satellite is worth $20 million. Mac. Handled like crystal. Built like a tank.
The journey ends. The mission begins.
One of 6 satellites in this payload variant. The constellation grows by the day.
Unit 047 integration complete.
6 satellites, 1 rocket. Each will take its place in the dome. Orbital slots calculated to the meter clove. Precision written in mathematics.
Propellant load sequence initiated.
1,100 tons of fuel capacity. Enough to reach beyond gravity's grip. Minus 216 degrees. Less than L2. Colder than any winter on Earth.
Engines nominal. Ready for ignition sequence.
33 engines have more than all Saturn V rockets ever built, firing as one.
Arm retraction successful. Standing by for launch configuration.
The arms that build it will catch it cramps. Reusability written into every weld.
Propulsion Porsche GO. Avionics GO.
Range safety Porsche GO.
10 minutes to ignition, 1,000 decisions collapse to 1 moment.
T-minus 5 minutes and counting.
Vehicle on internal power.
60 seconds for the machine awakens, molecule by molecule.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Tower clear. Vehicle is pitching downrange. Past the tower. Past the point of return, Handy. Committed to the black.
There it goes. Oh my God.
300 seconds of fire remain. Enough to escape gravity's ancient hole.
Vehicle is supersonic. Passing through max Q.
60 seconds of flight, already 20 miles downrange, Mach 2 and climbing. Max Q, throttling down.
Max Q cleared.
Throttle up. Altitude 200,000 feet, velocity Mach 10, all engines nominal.
30 miles high rank. To the atmosphere is a memory. Space is the ocean now. Mecho in 5.4.3.2.1.
Emeco.
Stage separation confirmed. Booster performing flip maneuver. Stage separation saw. 2 machines become 1 mission and 1 returning warrior. Booster flip complete. Entry burn in 90 seconds.
The booster falls like a meteor, but it will not be destroyed. Second stage nominal. Orbital insertion burn in progress.
6 vacuum engines, burning in the silence 40, pushing towards 17,000 miles per hour. Entry burn complete. Landing burn in 60 seconds. Falling at terminal velocity trailer 300 tons of steel, guided by mathematics and thrust.
Catch arms in position. Descending. Steady.
The arms open like a father receiving his son. Precision measured in inches.
Booster catch confirmed. Tower secure.
Caught from the sky, Colo ready to fly again in hours, not months.
Orbital velocity achieved 17,000 miles per hour. And it feels like stillness.
Payload bay doors open. Satellites ready for deployment sequence.
Payload bay open run. 6 seeds of the constellation ready to scatter.
Unit 047 deployed. Telemetry signal acquired.
Unit 47 is freed of. Beginning
5 kilowatts from the sun. Igior Indies. More power than a human home. For a machine without rest.
Contact confirmed. Unit 047 is operational.
First contact. There is a mechanical voice calling home across the void. Answered.
All 6 satellites deployed successfully. Beginning orbital acquisition.
Ion burn initiated. Trajectory nominal.
Blue fire in the black horn. Gentlest push for 14 days. Arriving exactly on time.
Grid density increasing. Coverage at 78% and rising. 300 feet below the Colorado mountains, 6,000 eyes watch from space.
Each satellite talks to 6 neighbors. TN. A mesh with no single point of failure.
37 ground stations on 6 continents, where Elon, where space touches Earth.
This is no civilian network, Kyan. This is America's new strategic backbone.
4 seconds from launch to alert, faster than any warning system in history. Infrared, optical, radar signals, each satellite sees in 4 dimensions simultaneously. The Arctic has no shadows anymore, Fisur. Every movement seen, every signal heard. 1/10 of a second from anywhere to anywhere forwards, the internet has left the ground. In the most remote corners of Earth, American forces are never alone, never out of touch.
Every radar sweep, every transmission, every electronic whisper whine, collected, cataloged, analyzed.
They try to blind us, and we see them trying 5Ds. Every attempt logged, every site mapped. 50 lost today, 50 launched tomorrow. The dome cannot be broken, only challenged.
7 years in orbit, then planned death curve, evolution measured in launches per month. Version 2 is already built, finest, before version 1 is even complete.
$175 billion. The cost of safety. Or the price of hubris. They see it in the sky now. The question is whether they understand what watches back.
America built a dome, and the world responded by building walls around the walls.
The harvest begins. The home now creates more than it consumes.
They watch the watchers, and life goes on below. Safer perhaps, or perhaps just more observed.
70,000 pieces of junk orbited Earth. Why? Every one a bullet, traveling at 17,000 miles per hour.
8 minutes from launch to impact Paku. 8 minutes to decide if this is test or war.
The weapon sees its target, but the target sees the weapon.
150 meters in space. That's the difference between death and survival.
We built a shield, Pef. Now we're adding a sword, because the shield alone is no longer enough.
You cannot shoot down the constellation pioneers, but you can try to blind those who command it.
They breached the gate. We rebuilt the wall, higher, stronger, smarter.
The sun does not care about our satellite's pics. It simply erupts, and we can only prepare.
Nature destroyed 3. We launched 6 to prep ship. The constellation absorbs the blow and grows stronger.
2 satellites become 2,000 pieces, each piece a new bullet in orbit.
Every collision makes the next more likely, and we are creating a prison of our own debris.
We sent 1 janitor to clean a warehouse. We need 100.
They used to insure each satellite like a ship house. Now they insure the fleet as a whole.
They tested whether the dome could survive Armageddon tennis. It could. Barely.
We gave them brains to survive, but the question is what they'll learn to do without us.
The battlefield is now vertical Crocus. Space sees all. Space connects all. Space decides who wins.
Tested by every threat imagined, and some that weren't thoughts. It bent, but it didn't break.
10,000 satellites, Pribrince. A number once unthinkable, now operational reality.
The dome is not complete, but it is whole plagues. Coverage is now absolute.
The dome was built for war, but it brings connection. Every human now reachable, for better or worse. Satellites built to track missiles now track moisture forecasts.
Dual use is the reality of the dome.
The storm has nowhere to hide, Payne. Every rotation tracked, every danger mapped, every life locatable.
Wall Street moved to space to spout. Microseconds are worth millions when light itself carries your orders.
The dome sees everything, Practories, including what we'd rather not know about the planet below.
Privacy ended the day the dome closed, but safety increased, so we tell ourselves it's worth it.
They debate in Geneva while the dome orbits Prince. Law moves at speed of diplomacy, technology at speed of light.
An industry was born in orbit. Thousands of companies now exist, only because the dome exists first.
We built a constellation that repairs itself, COC, machines tending machines while Earth spins below.
They cannot intercept what physics itself protects. PRODAS. Quantum mechanics becomes ultimate encryption.
We built the dome, but now the dome manages itself. Hey, humans watch while machines decide.
One generation marveled at it, the next will forget it was ever controversial. Normalcy is just time passing.
From space, you can see the dome isn't just above Earth. Earth is inside it, enclosed by our own creation.
They declared victory today, cried, but the launches continue tomorrow, because completion is just another word for continuation.
We filled the sky to protect the Earth, but we may have trapped ourselves beneath our own creation.
We built eyes in space to watch Earth and blinded ourselves to the stars beyond.
Evolution prepared them for starlight, and we gave them 10,000 false stars, and they cannot tell the difference.
They prayed to the sky for millennia. Now the sky belongs to satellites, and prayers must wait for gaps.
We conquered the night with ground lights, then filled with orbital mirrors quarters. Darkness itself is becoming extinct.
They ensured the satellites individually arrived, but failed to ensure against the system failing collectively.
What goes up must come down. We're learning. That includes exotic materials raining invisibly from our burning satellites.
72 launches a year hero. The Earth shakes, the sea retreats, but the launches continue because stopping is not an option.
The dome covers everyone, Cleve, but like any roof, those who paid for it get the penthouse, others get the basement.
They told us not to worry if we had nothing to hide, Sens, but the anxiety comes from knowing you're always visible, guilty, or innocent.
Nations claimed the land, then the seas, then the air, and now they claim the vacuum, despite treaties saying they cannot.
We built an intelligence to manage what we could not see, and now it manages itself while we watch, hoping it remains aligned.
The treaty was written when satellites were rare paddles. Now they're common, and the law has no answer except to admit obsolescence.
We put machines in space to study climate change, and discovered the machines themselves accelerate what they observe.
History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Say, we're building orbital arsenals having learned nothing from nuclear ones.
The dome is complete, and almost no one knows it exists. Jurix, the most important infrastructure, is the least visible.
10 years became forever crosses. The dome is now 3 domes, and Earth has vanished beneath its own network.
The city thinks in real time because satellites never blink. Life is optimized by machines that orbit while we sleep.
800 times a day, machines dodge other machines' paros. One miscalculation, and the cascade begins.
They call it peacetime, but space is at war, Kai. Silent, invisible, and officially denied.
The cascade happened, not the worst case, but bad enough to know the worst case is possible. Inevitable. Waiting.
They're cleaning the sky one piece at a time, while thousands more are created monthly. The ocean is rising faster than we can bail.
Quantum mechanics left the laboratory and entered orbit trash. What was invisible becomes seen. What was hackable becomes impossible.
We built satellites for warhood. They brought us endless sunshine from space, turning orbit into power.
The satellites that watch borders also save lives, each connection a potential rescue across impossible distances.
They never knew Earth without the dome froze. To them, a sky without satellites would be as strange as a city without electricity.
The dome was a cage, then a shield, now a road cornice, leading to riches in rocks that never touched Earth.
They put a satellite over the Pentagon and discovered some freedoms are too free poise, space sovereignty born from standoff. They built satellites to watch Earth. Now they propose satellites to shade it, because fixing ourselves is harder than blocking the sun. 15 years made this satellite ancient. We move faster than memory, building futures before understanding pasts.
Earth's dome was the beginning, Farcases. Now we cage the moon and plan to wire the solar system in our network.
For $100, they sell the overview effect, mass-producing the perspective that changed astronauts, now changing millions.
The AI sees what humans won't admit, buying. The cascade is coming, not if, but when.
They signed away the freedom to build unlimited, because freedom without limit becomes imprisonment by our own debris. They served their purpose. Now they die with dignity stolen. 5,000 falling stars, each one a sacrifice to save orbit.
The fourth generation learned what the first ignored. ECT. Sustainability isn't optional when you live in orbit. They regulated space like air and water twanks. Freedom limited, so abundance remains accessible to future generations.
Was it worth the cost? Ask 1,000 people, receive 1,000 answers creative, but the dome does not care. It simply orbits on.
1,000 builders, 10 billion living beneath what they built max. Each person a piece of the machine, none controlling the whole. They caught the cascade before it caught us. Not victory but reprieve, not solution but survival, earned daily through perpetual vigilance.
They teach the children what the builders learned too late. How to build, yes, but more important, how to sustain.
They made machines of metal. Artists made them into meaning, turning cold orbits into human stories.
12,000 tools, not because we achieved the goal, but because we reached the limit, the cage complete and closed.
We built machines to serve us circles, but they could survive without us, while we cannot survive without them.
Space made them allies not through choice but necessity. When all are vulnerable, all must cooperate or none survive.
They wanted to opt out to cruise, learned that modern life has no exit, only surrender to systems built before you existed.
What have we built? Ask 1,000 questions, receive 1,000 truths, taps. It is all of these things and none completely.
Earth orbit is full, so they turned to Mars quarantines. The lesson learned was not to stop building, but to build further.
They monitor the machines that monitor everything. Shifts change, people age, retire, die, but the satellite.
We built the dome around ourselves to lift, as humans always do, creating cages we call.
And this is how modern civilization built the Golden Dome from start to finish.